Imagine thousands of armies filling a stadium in Toronto on the second day of BTS's concert when suddenly an unexpected surprise takes place before the night has even truly begun. In the middle of an atmosphere already filled with excitement, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow appears before the members to present a special award in recognition for their journey and the impact their music has had around the world. If a moment like this had truly taken place, the stadium would undoubtedly have erupted with cheers within seconds. The 7 members of BTS stand together as their names echo throughout the venue. But this imagined recognition would only be the beginning of a night that would hold even bigger surprises. Because moments later, BTS would deliver 2 songs that fans were completely unprepared for: 0 O'Clock and Outro Tear. 2 songs from the past carrying 2 very different emotions, yet when they appeared in Toronto in 2026, they seemed to take on an entirely new meaning. When 0 O'Clock begins to play, the crowd's reaction instantly transforms into an explosion of sound. Many fans might find themselves wondering, are they really performing this song again in 2026? A song about the end of a difficult day and the chance to begin again when the clock reaches midnight suddenly appears during one of the most significant moments in BTS's journey. But what makes it even more intriguing is the timing. The song appears after the submission period for the 2027 Grammy Awards has ended, while BTS has chosen not to submit their work. Because of that, for some fans, 0 O'Clock feels like more than simply a surprise song. It carries the feeling of closing one chapter, leaving something behind and standing once again at 0 to begin the next journey. That meaning becomes even stronger when we remember BTS's long journey toward the Grammys. For years, they traveled from one major stage to another, eventually reaching one of the most prestigious music awards in the world. They became nominees and performed on the Grammy stage while also creating their own history as Korean artists capable of reaching a global audience. Yet eventually, BTS chose not to submit their work for the 2027 Grammys because of concerns surrounding how music is treated according to region and language. So when the submission period ended and BTS were in Toronto performing Erupts, a powerful irony, just as one door seemed to be closing, a song about beginning again was being performed in front of tens of thousands of people. But before the audience could fully process that emotion, the atmosphere changed completely. The next song was Outro Tear. If 0 O'Clock felt like a small light after a long night, Outro Tear took the audience into a much darker emotional space. The song carries themes of loss, anger, regret, pain, and the devastation of a relationship reaching its breaking point. But for BTS, the song carries an even deeper history. Suga previously revealed that when the song was created, BTS were going through a period when the future of the group was being seriously considered. When the song was played for the other members, they were so deeply affected that they cried together. That is why Outro Tear has never felt like simply a song about separation. It carries memories of one of the most difficult periods in BTS's journey. And now, years later, the song appeared again in Toronto. Not during the period when BTS were questioning whether they would continue as a group, but during a time when they were making a major decision regarding their relationship with the Grammys. There has been no statement confirming that the song was deliberately chosen as a specific message to the Grammys, but that uncertainty is exactly what makes the fans' interpretation so powerful. 0 O'Clock speaks about starting again, while Outro Tear carries the pain of something coming close to an ending. One song looks toward the future, while the other reminds us of wounds from the past. And when they appeared one after another, Toronto seemed to be witnessing BTS's emotional journey through music. But the night still had plenty of surprises. Mic Drop arrived with an entirely different energy. The song, which has long represented BTS's confidence in the face of outside doubts, sounded different in 2026. When it was released in 2017, it felt like a statement from a group rapidly climbing toward the top of the global music scene. In 2026, that same energy can feel even more defiant. BTS did not need to explain themselves through words. They simply stood on stage and performed their music, while tens of thousands of people answered through deafening screams and sing-alongs. Then, fire changed the atmosphere once again. The members fed off each other's energy, moving across the stage and making the entire Toronto Stadium feel as though it were literally on fire with excitement. No official statement was necessary for fans to feel a particular meaning. Music often changes when the life surrounding it changes. The same song can sound completely different when performed by artists who have traveled through such a long and complicated journey. And that night, it felt as though different eras of BTS were meeting on one stage. The second night in Toronto also developed a character very different from the previous evening. While the first night was filled with unexpected moments created by the stage and lighting, the second night felt more strongly driven by the direct connection between BTS and ARMY. When Run BTS and Dionysus played, the audience immediately joined in. When the members encouraged everyone to jump, the entire stadium seemed to move together. Then, Dynamite and Butter brought out a brighter and more playful side of BTS. Jungkook and Taehyung once again created interactions that made the audience laugh and scream, while Jungkook delivered a brief a cappella vocal moment that sent the crowd into another frenzy. As the sun began to set, the energy inside the stadium slowly changed. The Toronto sky began glowing with evening colors, and Mikrokosmos arrived at what felt like the perfect moment. After hours filled with screams, jumping, and high-energy performances, the night suddenly seemed to create a space for everyone to breathe. Thousands of lights and voices from ARMY came together beneath the darkening sky, creating one of the most emotional scenes of the concert. Then, Body to Body delivered another special moment. When the melody of Arirang appeared, Canadian fans began singing along. A melody originating from Korea now filled the Toronto stadium, sung together by people from different backgrounds. And perhaps it was this Arirang moment that made the entire story feel even bigger. On paper, music can be categorized according to language, region, or genre. But inside the stadium, all those boundaries seemed much simpler. When an English language song played, the audience sang it. When a Korean song came on, they followed along in Korean. And when the melody of Arirang appeared, they responded with the same energy. For them, music did not need a passport. They did not come to think about labels. They came because they loved BTS. That is why BTS's decision not to submit their work for the 2027 Grammys becomes especially interesting when viewed alongside the Toronto concert. The Grammys may have their own categories and evaluation system, while BTS chose to make a decision on their own terms. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of people in Toronto delivered an answer in the simplest possible way. They kept singing. They kept showing up. They kept filling the stadium, and they continued celebrating BTS's music without caring whether a song was categorized as K-pop, Asian music, Western music, or anything else. Then the night slowly approached its conclusion. After all the energy, laughter, screams, and emotions that had unfolded, a 0 clock felt even more symbolic. If the beginning of the night had been imagined with a special recognition from the city of Toronto for BTS, then the ending felt like an even greater tribute coming directly from the fans themselves. A stadium filled with people became a witness to the fact that BTS's journey does not stop simply because they choose not to walk through one particular door. Perhaps instead they are standing at the beginning of something new. Because in the end, midnight is not always about something ending. Midnight can also be the beginning of a new day. And perhaps that is why the 0 clock felt so powerful during the final Toronto night. After a long journey, countless achievements, and a major decision regarding the Grammys, BTS now stand at a different point in their story. No one truly knows what the next chapter will look like. But if Toronto proved anything, it is this. As long as BTS are still standing on stage and ARMY are still singing with them, this story is far from over. Perhaps now, as the clock returns to 0, the next journey is finally beginning.